students. Today I am going to continue the first chapter in physics, that is motion. So I am going to explain the concept of acceleration, then graphical representation of motion and equations of motion by the graphical methods. So the first concept which I am going to explain is rate of change of velocity. So when the object, we have studied about two types of motion. Which are they? One is uniform motion, another one is non-uniform motion. So in the uniform motion, what happens? The object moves with a certain velocity, with a constant velocity. Okay, as the time changes, the velocity remains the same throughout the time. So there is no change in velocity in uniform motion. In a non-uniform motion, what happens? The velocity changes as per the change in time. Okay, as the time changes, the velocity of the object changes. So in uniform motion, the change in velocity at any point will be 0. Okay. Then in case of non-uniform motion, the change in velocity at any time will be the change. Okay, there is change in velocity. As per the time changes, the velocity will be changes. Okay, there is change in velocity. So in order to define the concept, the change in velocity with respect to time, we have introduced the new concept, that is acceleration. So what do you mean by acceleration? Acceleration is the change in velocity with respect to time. Okay, at any point, the change in velocity with respect to time is known as acceleration. So acceleration, consider one object is moving. It starts its motion with the initial velocity. Consider the initial velocity as u and final velocity at a particular point, its velocity, final velocity, let us consider it as v. Then the acceleration will become at point at time t, it will become, acceleration will become a is equal to v minus u divided by t. Okay, the change in the acceleration is nothing but it's a change in velocity with respect to time. Object is moving at a particular point. What is the change in velocity at particular that time? We call it as acceleration. In the non-uniform motion, we can observe the acceleration of the object. So how much it is accelerated at a particular point, we can measure. Okay, at any point, at any interval, at any time, we can measure the acceleration of the object, how much it is accelerated at particular time. The formula is a is equal to v minus u divided by t. So what is the SI unit of acceleration? SI unit is, okay, change in velocity. We measure velocity in meter per second and time in second. So SI unit of acceleration is meter per second square. Got it? SI unit of acceleration is meter per second square. Got it? So I will work out the example 8.4 in your textbook. Starting from a stationary position, Rahul pedals his bicycle to attain a velocity of
6 meter per second in 30 seconds.
Then he applies a brake such that the velocity of the bicycle come down to 4 meters per second. Okay, there is change in velocity. Velocity changes to 4 meter per second in the next 5 seconds. So calculate the acceleration of the bicycle in both the cases. So in this problem, the initial velocity, Rahul pedals his bicycle. That means initial velocity is 0 meter per second. In time 30 seconds. And he attains a velocity how much? that is v is equal to 6 meter per second. So it attains a velocity, final velocity 6 meter per second in the time 30 seconds. So let's find the acceleration. Acceleration will become 6 minus 0 divided by t, that is equal to t is how much here, 30. So 6 by 30, that is equal to how much, 6 y is 1 by 5. So that is equal to 0.2 meter per second square. Next, okay, now let us consider v as u, okay, 6 meter per second. Then he applies a brake such that the velocity of the bicycle come down to 4 meter per second in next 5 seconds. So the initial velocity we are considering here as 6 meter per second and the time taken is 5 seconds. It comes down to, okay, velocity changes to from 6 it changes to 4 meter per second. So at that time 5 seconds, what is the acceleration? A is equal to v minus u divided by t, that is equal to v is 4 minus 6 divided by 5 is equal to minus 2 divided by 5. So that is equal to minus 0.4 meter per second square. Here in the beginning the initial velocity is 0 and he pedals and he attains a velocity of 6 meter per second in 30 seconds. So in 30 seconds the initial velocity is 0 and final velocity he attained is 6 meter per second. So at that time acceleration will become 0.2 meter per second square. Then next he applies a brake. At that time the velocity changes. The velocity changes from 6 meter per second to 4 meter per second. So he attains that change in velocity in 5 seconds. So that time the acceleration will become v minus u by t, that is 4 minus 6 by 5 is equal to minus 2 by 5, that is equal to minus 0.4 meter per second square. Got it? The next concept is the graphical representation of motion. Okay, if you observe, if you watch the cricket match or any football or hockey match in the TV, okay, you can see this graphical representation of the score, which batsman scored how much or which team scored how much, okay. In the graphical representation, when we compare, we can easily understand the concept better. Oh, this team is in lead, okay, this person got this much score, his average score is more, like that we can compare and we can tell. So the picture explains the concept better in clear compared to the words. So in explaining the motion, the concept of motion also, okay, we can use the graph. So the first graph which I am going to explain is distance time graph. As the name suggests, here we are using the line graph. Okay, we might have used this in solving the mathematical problems in the linear equation of two variables. So like that, here we have you have studied about the graph, how to draw the graph. So there are two axes. One is x axis, horizontally x axis, and this is y axis. Okay, this is x axis. Along x axis I have taken time in minutes, and along y axis I have taken distance in kilometer. We measure the distance in kilometer here, time in minute.
This figure shows the distance time graph of an object moving with uniform speed.
So at any point, if you measure the velocity remains a constant. I want to find the speed covered in this position. So I want to find out, I would like to determine the speed attained at this point AB. Okay. So how can I find out? So the method is, in order to find the distance covered in this point AB, along AB, draw the parallel line, okay? Draw the parallel line to y-axis and also draw another parallel line along y-axis. So at this point the time is t1. Here at this point the time taken is t2. And the distance covered at this point is s1. At this point the distance covered, you consider it as s2. So when you join, okay, this point to this, when you drag this line, you will get the point C here, right? So here now you got the triangle. So this distance, what is the distance here? AC. The distance is AC and here the distance is BC. So I want to find the velocity now. Velocity is equal to, what is the distance now? Velocity is nothing but distance travelled divided by time. So the distance travelled from here to here is how much? S2 minus S1, and the time taken is from here to here is the difference between T2 and T1. So velocity, if I want to find the velocity at this point, okay, the velocity at this point, you just find the difference between S1 and S2 and the difference between T1 and T2. That gives the velocity. V is equal to S2 minus S1 divided by T2 minus T1. So this slope gives the velocity of the object. They have given the data here, time in second and distance in meter. So the motion of the object is given in the tabular column. I am going to represent in the graphical method. So this time I will take it in the along the x-axis. So I will take the points begins from 0 to 12. So start with 0, then consider till the last second time, that is 12 seconds. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and 12. And in the along the y-axis take the distance travelled in meter. Along y-axis take distance in meter. Here time in second. What is the last value? Least value is 0. Last value is 36. So take the graph. Okay, 1 unit is equal to 5 meter. You consider. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 and 40. Then for the in time 0 second, what is the distance travelled? In 0 second, distance is 0. In 2 second, distance travelled is 1. In 4 second, distance travelled is 4. Okay, roughly you mark. Then in the graph, if you use the graph, you can easily identify that points. Then in 6 second, the distance travelled is 9, which is below than 10. Then 8, in 8 second, the distance travelled is 16. Okay, little above the 15. Then in 10 second, 25. In 10, it is 25. And in 12 second, it is 36. So we get the points. After that, join these points, you will get the graph. So this graph represents the distance travelled by the object in a particular time. So if the graph is in straight line, that means the object moved in a uniform motion. This graph is not in the straight line. Okay, there is variation in the distance travelled in a particular point. There is variation. So this graph is not straight. If the graph is not straight, that means the object is in non-uniform motion. The velocity is changes with respect to time. There is change in velocity we can observe. The velocity is not constant distance traveled. Okay, in this graph, this is a velocity time graph. So along x-axis I have taken time and along y-axis I have taken velocity. Time in r and velocity in kilometer per hour. This is a velocity time graph for uniform motion of a graph. The car is moving in a uniform motion. Since the velocity is constant, okay, see here, the velocity remains same, okay, the time is same, but the velocity remains the constant. So this is the velocity time graph for the uniform motion of a car. Now I would like to find the distance covered by the car, okay, from 1 hour to 3 hour. How to find out? So distance traveled by the car is equal to, I want the distance traveled by the car from this area, okay, from the time 1 hour to 3 hour. So how to find out? So I will consider this point as A and this as B, C and D. So I want to find the distance now. So this is in the rectangular shape. So what is this? In the rectangle, what is this? Is nothing but this is area, right? This shaded region gives the area of the object. So area. So distance traveled by a car in time t2 minus t1. So I will consider at this position the time will be t1 and this point the time taken is t2. So the distance traveled by the car in time t2 minus t1 is equal to area of rectangle ABCD. So what is a formula to find the area of a rectangle? That is, area of the rectangle is equal to, okay, length into breadth. Here length is AD into breadth is CD. So AD is equal to how much? Okay, from here to here the distance velocity is 40 kilometer per hour and CD, the time taken is from here to here, that is T2 minus T1. So that is equal to 40 kilometer per hour into T2 minus T1. When you substitute the value, you will get the distance traveled by the car in this T2 minus T1 second. Now I am representing the graph of table 8.3. Okay, the graph looks like this. Okay, this is along x-axis and this is along y-axis. So along x-axis time in second, along y-axis velocity in meter per second. So when you look at the graph, you can make out, okay, the velocity remains the constant. At any point, if you take the slope, the velocity remains the same. So this is a uniform motion of the object. We can observe the uniform motion of the object. So now I want to find the I want to find the distance traveled by the object in the point A, B, C, D and E. Now I would like to find the distance traveled by the object under the area A, B, C, D and E. So how to find out this? So the distance traveled by the object is nothing but the area under this. So how to find? Okay, instead of that, a direct trapezium, solving the trapezium, I will divide it into two parts. So the distance traveled by the car under the area A, B, C, D, E is equal to, it is nothing but the area of A, B, C, D, E. So when I divide it, it will become, I got one rectangle A, B, C, D and one triangle A, D, E. So the area of A, B, C, D, E is equal to area of rectangle A, B, C, D plus area of triangle A, D, E. So area of rectangle A, B, C, D is nothing but What is that? Area is nothing but length into breadth. Here length is AB into breadth is BC plus area of triangle. We know the area of the triangle formula. Half is area of the triangle is equal to half into base into height. So what is that? Half into base is here AD into height is how much? ED. So this gives the distance traveled by the car. So this graph is represents the velocity time graph of uniform moving car.
In the first graph, you can observe that there is decrease in velocity as there is increase in time duration. So the first graph A shows the velocity time graph that represents the motion of an object whose velocity is decreasing with the time. The second graph, there is no constant increase or decrease in the velocity as the time passes. So the second graph is a velocity time graph which represents the non-uniform motion of an object. Okay, these two are the example for the non-uniform motion of the object because the velocity is not constant throughout the time duration. There is variation in velocity at different points. So in the uniform motion of the object, there we can observe the points are lying on the same line. But here the points are not exactly lying on the same straight line. So this is an example for the non-uniform motion of the objects.
Okay, for the object moving along a straight line in uniform acceleration, in a uniform motion, okay, we can relate its velocity to time, velocity to acceleration and distance to time. We can relate the distance and velocity, distance and acceleration, then distance and time, like that. So these are the equations of motion by the graphical method. Okay, these are the equations of motion by the graphical method. If the object is moving with a uniform motion, we can use these equations to find any one of the quantity here. So the first equation is B is equal to U plus AT. Second one, S is equal to UT plus half AT square. Third one, 2AS is equal to B square minus U square. Here U is the initial velocity of the object, V is the final velocity of the object, A is the acceleration, T is the time, S is the distance. If they give few variables and if they didn't give, if they ask you to find any one of the variable among these, you can use any one of the equation and you can find the quantity of distance or velocity or acceleration, like that. So now let us see how to get this equation using the graphical method. Now I will be explaining the equation for velocity time relation. The equation for velocity time relation. So here consider an object moving with the velocity u. Okay, here it is not starting with the velocity u. U is not 0 here. Okay, here the initial velocity we will consider it as u. It is not started with the velocity 0. So initial velocity from here to here will become OA is equal to u. And it attained at a particular point, it attained the velocity that is v. So v is the final velocity of the object. So from this point O to A, the initial velocity is u, and from this point B to C, the final velocity is v here. Got it? Then you have draw the parallel lines along this. Okay, draw parallel BC parallel to OE and BE parallel to OC. Now the change in velocity in time interval t is, okay, the change in velocity, okay, in this BD is the change in velocity in time t. So let us find the change in velocity in time t now. So I have drew BC parallel to OE. Okay, BC parallel to OE, y axis, and AD parallel to OC. So this will become OA becomes equal to OC, that is U, and this total BC will become the final velocity, that is V, from here to here. OA is equal to U and BC is equal to V. BC is the final velocity of the object. Then OC is equal to AD, that is equal to T. OC is equal to AD, that is time T. Now BC is equal to, then I will draw the parallel line AD parallel to OC. Then BC is equal to, I am going to find BC. BC is equal to this total length. BC is equal to BD plus CD. So BD plus CD, that is nothing but BD plus CD. CD is nothing but OA. OA and this BD and OA are equal. This DC is equal to OA, right? OA is equal to U. Then BC is equal to V and BD remains as it is. OA is equal to U, initial velocity. So from this we got BD is equal to V minus U. BD is equal to V minus U. Now change in velocity in time t, let us find. The acceleration, I want to find the acceleration attained by this object. So acceleration is nothing but, okay, acceleration of the object is nothing but, it is change in velocity with respect to time. Acceleration is equal to change in velocity divided by time. So change in velocity, what is that change in velocity? Change in velocity is V minus U, that is divided by T. So A is equal to V minus U divided by T. So from this we will get AT is equal to V minus U, or U is equal to, okay, U plus AT is equal to V. U plus AT is equal to V. This is the first equation for velocity and time in relation. Equation for position time relation. Okay, consider the same graph, velocity and time. Okay, here I want to find the position, I want to find the distance traveled by the object. So the distance traveled by the object is S. S is equal to, what is that? Area of trapezium. What is that? Trapezium OABC. OABC. So OABC is nothing but, when you draw this, okay, dotted line, you will get one rectangle and triangle. So it is area of triangle and area of rectangle plus area of rectangle. So you will get area of triangle is ABD. Area of the triangle ABD. What is that? Area of the triangle ABD is half into base into height. Half into, here base is AD. Height is BD plus area of the rectangle, area of this rectangle OA into OC. So OA into is OC, OA into OC, and here A into T. AT plus OA. What is OA here? OA is U, initial velocity, into OC. What is OC? OC is the time. So what do you get? S is equal to half AT square plus UT. So S is equal to, I will interchange and write S is equal to UT plus half AT square. So S is equal to, if you want to find the distance, if you want to find the position with respect to time, you can use this formula. S is equal to UT plus half AT square. Now let's see the equation for position velocity relation. The graph is saying equation for position velocity relationship. So consider one object moving with a uniform motion. So the acceleration of the object is not the distance traveled by the object is nothing but the area under OABC. So distance traveled by car, distance traveled by car, S is equal to OABC, area of OABC. So area of OABC, that is nothing but area of trapezium. So what is the formula to find the area of trapezium? Area of trapezium is nothing but sum of two parallel sides and into base. So the sum of two parallel lines, that is OA, sum of two parallel sides, that is OA and OA plus BC into what is the base? OC. OC is the base divided by 2. That is the area of the trapezium OABC. So S is equal to OA plus BC into OC. So what is OA here? OA is equal to U and BC is equal to V and OC is equal to T. So S is equal to OA is U plus BC is V and into OC is equal to T divided by 2. But from the first velocity time relation, we know that T is equal to V minus U divided by A. So let's substitute that. U plus V into T. T is equal to V minus U divided by T divided by A. So here one half is there, here one 2 is there. So S is equal to U plus V. T means V minus U by A. So S U plus V into V minus U divided by 2A. Here T is equal to V minus U divided by T. T is equal to V minus U divided by A. So V minus U divided by 2A. What is the algebraic? We know that in algebra A plus B into A minus B is equal to what? A square minus B square. So U plus V into V minus U is nothing but S is equal to V square minus U square divided by 2A. So 2AS is equal to V square minus U square. So we got the equation for position velocity relation. We got the equation for position velocity relation, that is 2AS is equal to V square minus U square. S is the distance, V is the velocity, A is the acceleration. Okay, now I will work out the problem. Example 8.5. A train starting from rest attains a velocity of 72 km per hour in 5 minutes. Assuming that the acceleration is uniform, find the acceleration and the distance travelled by the train for attaining this velocity. So what is given in the question? the train is started from the rest. That means initial velocity is 0 and the final velocity of the train is 72 km per hour. So convert this kilometer per hour to meter per second. So 72 kilometer, when you have to multiply by 1000, 72,000 divided by r to second 60 divided by 60 into 60. So 72,000 divided by 3,600. So that gives you 20 meter per second. So it attained the velocity in time 5 minutes. 5 minutes converted into second, that is 5 into 60, that is 300 seconds. You have to find the acceleration. So which formula we can use? We can use the first formula, that is, what is the formula? A is equal to V minus U divided by T. Acceleration is equal to V. We are going to find the acceleration. No, the formula is V minus U by T. So V is how much? 20 meter per second and U is 0 divided by time is 300. So the answer is how much? 1 by 20 divided by 30. 20 divided by 300, that is 1 by 15. That is equal to 1 by 15 meter per second square. Then what they asked? Find the distance traveled by the train for attaining this velocity. Distance S is equal to 2AS is equal to V square minus U square. So 2 into A is how much? 1 by 15 into S is don't know, minus is equal to V square. V square means 20 square minus U square is 0. So 2 by 15 S is equal to 20 square is 400. Okay, then 2S is equal to 400 into 15. So 15 fours are 60. 6,000. 2S is equal to 6,000. S is equal to 6,000 divided by 2. That is equal to 3,000 meter. Or you can write it as 3,000 meter. You can write it as 3 kilometer. 3 kilometer. 3,000 meter means 3 kilometer. So the distance attained by the object is 3 kilometer and the acceleration is 1 by 15 meter per second square. Example number 8.6. A car accelerates uniformly from 18 km to 36 km per hour in 5 seconds. Calculate the acceleration and the distance covered by the car in time t. So, what is given? Initial velocity is 18 km per hour. Convert it into meter per second. So, 18 km, when you convert it into meter, you have to multiply by 1000. 18 into 1000 divided by r to second 60 into 60. So 18,000 divided by 3,600, that is equal to 5 meter per second. Then velocity V is equal to 36 km per hour. So 36 into 1000 divided by 60 into 60. So 36,000 divided by 3,600, that is equal to 10 meter per second. So it attained that acceleration at 5 seconds. So what is the acceleration and what is the distance traveled? So let us use the formula. What is the formula? Acceleration A is equal to V minus U by T. So that is equal to V is here 10 minus U is 5 divided by T is 5. So 5 by 5 is equal to 1 meter per second square. Then you have to find the distance traveled. S is equal to which formula? We'll use S is equal to ut plus half at square. So u is nothing but 5 and t is 5 plus half. A is how much? 1. T square. T is 5. 5 5s are 25. I square. 5 square means 25 divided by 2. So the answer is 25 plus half of 25 is 12.5. So the answer is 37.5 meter. 37.5 meter is the distance. So in example 8.7, the brakes applied to a car produce an acceleration of 6 meter per second square of in the opposite direction to the motion. If the car takes 2 seconds to stop after the application of the brakes, calculate the distance it travels during this time. So they have given acceleration and time, and they asked you to find the distance traveled by the car. See that it came to rest, that means velocity, final velocity is 0, and in order to find the distance traveled, S is equal to ut plus half at square. You should know the value of u. So let's find the value of u using this formula. A is equal to v minus u divided by t. So here we see here the car is applied the brake in opposite direction, that means acceleration is negative. Minus 6, A is equal to minus 6 meter per second square, t is equal to 2 seconds, v is equal to 0, and s is we have to find out. To found the s value, we should know the value of u. So I will use the acceleration formula. A is equal to v minus u divided by t. So A is equal to minus 6, that is equal to v is how much? V is 0, minus u is not given, you have to find out. So divided by t, t is 2. Then take this to the left, minus 6 into 2 is equal to minus u. Minus 12 is equal to minus u, that means u is equal to 12 meter per second, that is the initial velocity of the object. So let's find the distance travelled by the car. S is equal to ut plus half at square, that formula I am using. S is equal to u is 12, t is 2 plus half, a is minus 6 and t is minus 2 square. So 12 2s are 24 plus half minus 6, 2 square is 4. 24 minus 24 divided by 2, that is 24 minus 12. S is equal to 12 meter. That is the distance travelled by the object. Got it? Okay, till now we have studied about the equations of motion. Okay, and we have studied that when there is change in velocity, we can say that the object is accelerating. So in the if consider the object is moving in the rectangular path. So in when the object is traveling in the rectangular path, how many times he has to change the direction? He has to change 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times, right? If the object is circulating around the hexagon, he has to change how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He has to change his direction 6 times. In case of octagon, he has to change the direction. He has to change the direction how many times? Okay, he has to change 8 times. So, as you keep on increasing the number of sides, at a particular point, the object attains the indefinite number of sides. Okay, as you keep on increasing the number of sides, at a particular point, it attains the indefinite sides. So in the indefinite side is nothing but that is nothing but it will become the circle. In the circle there are indefinite number of sides we can observe. And what is the length of each side? The length of each side decreases to a point. The length is nothing but just a point, isn't it? So in the circle when you travel around the circle, he has to change his direction. If the person is traveling with a uniform velocity, as he changes his direction, he has to change his direction also. So here, okay, he has to change. is traveling with a uniform velocity. So that time the change in he has to change his velocity in order due to the change in direction. He has to change the velocity due to the change in direction. So the velocity will become 2 pi r divided by t. So here r is the radius of the circle and t is the time taken to cover that velocity. So for the circular path is nothing but it is an example for the uniform acceleration motion. So this motion around the circular path is an example for the uniform acceleration. So here the velocity will become 2 pi r divided by t. So that is an so this is nothing but uniform circular motion. If the person is traveling in a circular path, that is an example for the uniform circular path. If you hold one if you tie one stone with a thread and if you rotate around you, you will get the uniform circular path. And how the planets, then satellites are revolving around the sun, that is a circular path. They are traveling with a uniform circular motion. Got it? Here there is a change in velocity due to change in direction of the object. In today's class we have discussed about the acceleration, then equations of motion and about the uniform circular motion. All these things you have to work out the problems in your rough book and learn and try to solve the example exercise problems in your rough book using the equations. Thank you, students.